Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I basically want to explain to you guys how I ended up getting an A in pharmacology, mainly because getting an A in pharmacology is not easy whatsoever, but it's not impossible. So I'm here to be your nursing school bestie and let you guys know the tea on getting an A. So a little background about me. I am currently in an accelerated nursing program. I'm in my third of 5 semesters and I took pharmacology my first semester. So getting an A in pharm while it being my first semester of nursing school is kind of crazy. I didn't think it was possible. I was absolutely scared when I started nursing school, but I'm here to tell you that getting an A is absolutely doable. Without further ado, let's hop right into this video. If I get a little loud in this vid, it's because I am well caffeinated. I have my caffeine right here and I'm just ready to get this week going. Alrighty, tip number 1 that I have for you is to attend your lectures. I say this because when you attend your lectures, you may be able to grasp more when you're going over your lecture slides on your own. I say that because I would remember certain things that my professor would say that I forgot to write down after the lectures while I'm reviewing my slides again. So that's another reason why I would attend my lectures. And before you tell me you don't want to attend your lectures, let me tell you this. I started nursing school at 8 a.m. and I didn't get out until 5 something. And I had 3 classes that day. So attend your lectures. If I could do it, you could do it too. The second thing that I'll tell you to do is create a Google Doc. And in this Google Doc, you're going to create a chart. The chart will have, hold on, let me pull mine up. Okay, it took me a long time to find, but your chart will basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. The first column will be the class of drugs. So we start off with antibiotics. So I did like penicillins, sulfonamides, aminoglycogens, so on and so forth. That will be your first column. Your second column will be what's being treated. I'm going to give you the example of penicillins. What's being treated is gram-positive bacteria. So that's what I would put in that column. The third column would be either the prefix, root, or suffix. So we're going to identify patterns within our words just so it'll be easier for us to remember, because you're not going to remember, like, let's say you're not going to remember that fluoroquinolone is like levofloxacin or ciprofloxacin. So I would just remember the suffix of the word, which is flaxin. So when I see it, I'll be able to identify that, oh, that's a fluoroquinolone. The fourth column that I have is contraindications / adverse effects. So many drugs are teratogens. I basically memorize the ones that pregnant women can take rather than the ones that pregnant women couldn't take. That way it's easier. There was like 2 classes of drugs that we were learning that pregnant women can take. So that's why I say that. But this column was pretty hefty and that's pretty much what I focused on, because your number 1 thing as a nurse is safety, and you don't want to give your patient a drug that they're allergic to. So that's why I focused more on this column. The last column that I had was enter placenta or breast milk. So again, a majority of these drugs do that. So I just memorized the ones that pregnant people can take. So that's my second tip to you, is basically create a chart. You can recreate what I just said, or you can do a chart on your own. It'll just be easier for you to memorize when it comes to studying for the exam. The third thing that I did was I used ChatGPT to my advantage. So when I say that, I would basically save the chart as a PDF on my computer and upload that chart in ChatGPT, and I would tell my AI buddy to create practice questions based on the chart that I provided with answers. And I love love this form of studying mainly because it tests my knowledge and how much I know so far, and it just highlights what I need to work on. And to be honest, I feel like this was like the key in getting an A in pharm. So I would definitely use AI to your advantage. I can't tell you how many practice questions I did until I was like, okay, like I think I'm solid for the test. The fourth thing that I would do is basically use your time wisely. I wouldn't start studying for pharm the night before. I would basically start practically like the week before and give yourself enough time to study. The last thing you want to do is cram the night before, mainly because pharm is not an easy subject at all. I can't tell you how much I stressed even studying a week before, but I feel like a week is fine. I was just an overthinker, and that would basically mean like you sit down, you go over the content, and you actively like try to remember it. I used to have a whiteboard right next to me, and I would just basically like write out what I remember. So that's like another tip, is just to sit down and study well in advance for your exam, or else you're going to be cramming the night before. The last tip that I have for you guys is to study in groups. I have my little clique that I study with, and I couldn't be more grateful for them, mainly because like we bounce ideas off of each other, and if we were unclear or something, somebody else knew about it. So we would just come together, whether that's in a library, on FaceTime, whatever. And I think that's called like active recall or spaced recall. I don't know the term for it really. And yeah guys, I think that's about it. That's all that I have for you. And when I say do these 5 things, I mean like actually do them, like sit down and get them done. Also drop in the comments how you study. I hope you guys like this video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.